Whether or not you believe in ghosts, it's hard to ignore the overwhelming amount of reports from people that claim to have had an otherworldly encounter. Welcome to Ghosts of England. Today we check out 12 real ghost reports from the county of Northamptonshire. Number 1. Coach with Headless Driver. Starting off this episode in a lane in Abington, where a headless coach driver is doomed to replay a fateful night that torments him from his long since past life. As the story goes, that while still living he deliberately ran over his daughter's lover, killing him almost instantly. Now racked with guilt, his spirit can now be seen reliving that night, though somewhere along the way he managed to lose his head after death. No one truly knows why, but it only adds to the terror that must be felt by anyone to witness this ghostly ordeal. Number 2. Jane Leeson. In areas where an old manor house once stood in Abthorpe, the spirit of Jane Leeson can often be spotted roaming the area. In life, she donated money so that a school could be built within the village. She obviously cared a lot about her town, and perhaps this is the reason in which she is so unwilling to give up her involvement within the area. Perhaps she is keeping a watchful eye on its affairs. Also on the same grounds, the spirit of a possible monk can be seen, but no one really knows his involvement to the area. Number 3. Lady on Horseback. In the Badby Woods, a lady on horseback can be seen galloping through the trees. The story behind this spirit is that she is either heading towards or heading home from her former lover's house. On her last night on this earth, her husband had approached her in the woods, and killed her for her acts of infidelity. Her spirit is now stuck in the woods, retracing her last night's journey, perhaps looking for her lover to join her. Number 4. Videotape. There is supposedly an old cemetery in Booton that comes with a little ghostly tale. It is said that if anyone was to videotape the cemetery at night, upon playing the tape, the voice of a girl can be heard, apologising over and over for an unknown crime. If anyone has ever witnessed this, please comment below, because that would be an incredible video to watch. Incredible and creepy. Number 5. BLIZZWIF Canal. The BLIZZWIF Canal is a staggering tunnel that stretches for 2,813 metres. But due to a design flaw that meant that there was only one ventilation shaft, this resulted in 2 construction workers dying in 1861. One man suffocated while another man passed out and fell into the water and drowned. Since then, many people that have been close by can hear coughing and the sounds of splashing as though someone has fell into the water. Many people have claimed to have seen a light from within the tunnel, and the 2 men replaying their unfortunate end. Number 6. The Couple by the Fireplace. On the 4th of June 2011, a visitor to the Spencer Arms public house in Chapel Brompton got the distinct feeling that he was being watched. When he looked around the room, he spotted a man and a woman stood by the fireplace, that then vanished before his eyes. He then casually asked the member of staff if the pub was haunted. The staff member said that the pub was indeed haunted by a couple from the 17th century known as Jack and Emily, but they did not know anything else about them. Number 7. Old Woman. Back in 1999 on one cold night, at around 3:30 in the morning, whilst returning home from a night shift, a driver heading towards Cold Ashby noticed in front of him a little old woman walking towards him by the side of the road. She had a shawl over her head and she walked with a bend in her back. Her clothing looked old, as though it was from the 18th century. As the driver passed the woman, a cold shiver went down his spine. He looked into his mirrors to look at the old woman, but she had vanished. The driver worried in case maybe she had fallen over, so he stopped his car to have a look for her. He drove up and down the road several times before deciding to drive home. Number 8. The Butler Did It. The spirit of a maid has been seen at Bury House in Cottingham. Her face looks pained and tormented, and has frightened the visitors that have seen her. As the story goes, she was pushed out of an upstairs window by the butler, and a shade can be seen wandering the building looking for vengeance. Number 9. Screaming Male. There is a police report from the 10th of April 2011. Officers were called out for a search and rescue mission when 2 witnesses stated that while driving down Rockingham Road in Corby, they caught a glimpse of someone by the roadside screaming out in pain. The police did a full search of the area, but drew a blank when nothing could be found. Number 10. Civil War Replay. In an area of Grafton Regis, a report from the 23rd of December 1943 from 6 workmen says that whilst they were working they were interrupted by the sounds of charging horses, the sounds of swords clashing against metal and the screams and yells of soldiers. But they were at a loss as everything around them looked perfectly normal. A historian was called in to shed some light on what the men had experienced. Apparently a battle had taken place in the area, between Cavaliers and Roundheads. Number 11. Loud footfalls. A churchyard in Higham Ferrers has had some interesting activity over the years. There are multiple accounts of people claiming they could hear loud footsteps on site even when no one else was around, and 2 witnesses in 1994 reported hearing odd noises coming from the tower within the building. Number 12. The Swan Public House. Last on this list is the ghostly activity of the Swan Public House in Kilsby. A strange white mist has been seen by many witnesses floating around the bar area. Other people have heard whispers whilst they were alone, and maybe the creepiest thing to happen is something we've all feared at one point or another. The spirit of a little boy has been seen in the reflections of mirrors within the building. So yeah, watch your back. Thank you for watching, have a good day. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe.